What's going on, everybody? This is Maximilian, and we've got a little more Eevee grinding going on right now. Yeah, I know, we're not quite there yet. Happiness apparently is a hard thing to achieve, especially in a video game. So, I am still Eevee grinding, and I'm trying to keep you at least somewhat interested at this time, because really, this is probably the most awkward period in the entire walkthrough, because there's really not much I can do to progress it forward any farther. It just takes time. I have to get through this step. I've got to get my party tough enough to actually have a fighting chance against Claire, and yeah, that's basically just where we're at right now. And I really don't want to just leave you guys hanging out there just wondering when I'm ever going to upload the next part of this series, because I missed a ton of uploads last week, and I really did not want to do that again. I got really busy, and I really hated myself for doing it, so just don't want to get into that anymore. I want to at least give you guys something to watch, and at least that way hopefully I can kind of hold you over until then, like, you know, keep you temporarily satisfied. So that's what I'm going to go for here. Now, I may just go off into some random anecdotes, because really there's not really much to level grinding, because honestly this will be like another 10-15 minutes of it on top of the other 10 I gave you the other day, and it's just me using Swift over and over again with Eevee. And that's not very interesting. I'm going to admit it's not very interesting, but that's where I'm at right now. I am actually pretty much done with Eevee at this point. I kind of cut the video short on both ends because I realized I was recording for a long time. Like, there's no way you guys want to watch 25 minutes of this. I'm not even sure if YouTube would even let me upload that, but yeah, I'm not going to let you sit through that. So, Eevee is just about done. I kind of set a goal for myself that I want to get everybody in my party up to level 35 before I go and fight Claire. We should be good at that point. I don't want to raise Eevee too much, though, and there's a reason for that. It's because I don't want to actually just completely overshoot any of the moves that it will learn in the Umbreon stage, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't learn any relevant moves until at least some point in the near future, but I would really hate to just completely skip a level where it's going to learn a move in this game and then just be like, wow, just completely missed out on that, because the only way I could easily get its happiness up was to raise it by levels. And I actually have made some progress on it. I finally got the lady in Goldenrod, what's her face, I don't even know if she has a name, to stop saying that it's quite cute. Now apparently it kind of likes me. So yeah, apparently it's getting happier, but I mean, have no idea where I'm at right now. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm going to keep giving it haircuts as much as I can, but it's really stupid that you can only give it one a day. I know that you can use game sharks or glitches or whatever to actually do that, but I'm going to try and keep this pure in the sense that, like, well, pure as in just doing everything that I can do without a game shark. Because that's the way I did my red walkthrough. I know it seemed like I ran through a lot of glitches in there, but every single one of those glitches can be done with just a Game Boy and the cartridge. You need no game sharks, no emulator cheat codes, nothing like that. So I'm going to abide by the same rules for this walkthrough as well. I'm going to try and do 100% completion, but I'm not going to use any game sharks or emulator codes, anything like that. So that means one haircut a day, and it sucks. So yeah, I mean, I know some people have emulators that are actually directly tied to their computer clock. I kind of thought that might be the case for me when I initially started playing this. I thought, oh, well, I can just set my clock back every now and then and just keep giving Eevee haircuts. Turns out it doesn't work that way. A KIGB is not directly tied to your computer clock, or at least if it is, it doesn't show, because it just jumps around all over the place. I have no idea how KIGB syncs its game clock with my computer clock. It's got to do it somehow, but it's just not directly tied, and it's definitely not easily manipulable. Manipulatable? Is that even a word? I have no idea. But yeah, basically I can't cheat using my system clock, so not even that's ruled out, and that's not even game sharking. So yeah, we're stuck doing it the old-fashioned way, the super-duper hard way, and, well, yeah, it sucks. So I just keep running into Delibirds all day, hoping I can get nothing but Delibirds, because really those are the only things, aside from Golbats, that actually offer decent experience. And if you ever fought a Golbat before, you know how much it sucks, especially when it knows two moves that can confuse your Pokemon. It's just really dumb. Like, Delibird's kind of annoying in the sense that its moves sometimes do a little bit of damage to you, but they also can heal your Pokemon sometimes, which is great. And they're really not that strong. They just give a ton of experience points. The one problem with Delibird is they just run away all the time, which gets a little annoying, especially since you're like so close to being able to one-hit kill them, and they just run away every time. Kind of sucks. But I'm managing, and really, this is the only good place I can think of to level grind right now. If any of you guys have a better suggestion, leave a comment down below, because some of you guys actually know way more about this game than I do, which kind of doesn't surprise me because I haven't played it in forever, so I'm just going off of what I can glean from playing the game and just reading off of encyclopedia sites as I go along. So, I'm going to do my best to keep up with, I guess, the know-how and all the random things I need to know in this game, all these random facts and stats and things you should probably be aware of. But you guys are helping me out a lot here too, so I would appreciate it if you left me some comments if you have any pertinent advice for me. Because right now, I would really love to get me an Umbreon much faster than I currently am. I'd love to level grind my Pokemon much faster, and I'd love to do it without fighting Golbats. Because I had enough of the Zubats in the Red-Blue walkthrough, and I'm just sick and tired of level grinding against Golbats. I mean, at least they do provide a sizable amount of experience, which is kind of nice, but they're still freaking Golbats. There's nothing enjoyable about fighting Golbat. And then you do often, well, not often, but you occasionally will run into a Zubat in this ice cave, and that's just like absolute rock bottom. Because on top of being super annoying, because Zubat is, as we all know, the most annoying Pokemon ever invented, end of story, it gives you no experience points, and I mean no experience points. Even the little Swinub thingies, the little marshmallow pet thingy, whatever you want to call it, the ice Pokemon that just uses Endure over and over again, as if that doesn't get annoying enough, even those give more experience than Zubats, which is just really terrible. So, like, even though this is the most consistent place I've found for level grinding in terms of high-level Pokemon and decent experience without having to run into a bunch of Gravelers, which obviously my Eevee can't deal with, yeah, so I'm kind of in a sticky situation. I guess I can keep duking it out because I really only need to grow Eevee, not Eevee, whatever I was going to call that. I only need to grow Eevee one more level. I think I got it to level 34 by the time I stopped playing, so I only need to grow it up to 35 before I can actually just say, okay, that's it, I'm done with it. But the rest of my party should be able to suffice well in this cave. Considering that there's a lot of ice Pokemon here, Typhlosion should be right at home. Well, he's not Typhlosion yet, but he will be. He will be by the time we are going out of training here, and all this crazy level grinding before Claire. Feraligatr doesn't have that much farther to go, and if I just fight nothing but Golbats with that, I'll be totally fine because Ice Punch is a one-hit kill for any Golbat I run into. Meganium might be a little different because Ice Pokemon are quite good against Meganium, as are Golbats. So maybe we'll just run over and fight Gravelers with Meganium. Yeah, that's a much better idea. We're just going to fight a bunch of Gravelers with Meganium. We'll try and save ourselves a little bit of trouble here. And I may also just fight a bunch of Gravelers with Haunter, too, because they love using Self-Destruct, apparently, and if they hit Self-Destruct on Haunter, man, it's just free points. Now, they do have Magnitude and Rock Throw, which really sucks, so I don't know. Maybe I will default to the Ice Cave after all, because there's really not any Pokemon that are terribly powerful in this Ice Cave that I know of. I guess the best is basically Jinx, and you almost never run into them. And even then, Jinx is still not that powerful. So I would say I'll probably stick with the Ice Cave for Haunter. And then who was that? Oh yeah, that other Pokemon in my party. Oh yeah, Xatu. That was Xatu, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're gonna have to raise Xatu a little bit if we want to actually have him fight against the Elite Four. I don't think we'll have to though, because in reality we can beat the Elite Four without Xatu. Not the Elite Four. I'm sorry, Claire. We can beat Claire without Xatu. I don't think I'll need it for the gym battle, and I'm pretty much planning on getting rid of it anyway, since, spoiler alert, you're going to get Lugia soon. So, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep using Xatu until I get Lugia, teach Lugia Fly, and then, well, unfortunately Xatu gets bent to the box forever, unless you guys vote like crazy for it in the next poll. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Lugia's taken his spot. And that wasn't entirely your own doing, because I did kind of initiate the whole motion for Lugia, but whatever. Yeah, Lugia is better anyway. And it's a Psychic Flying type too, so it's like, it's a strict upgrade. What's not to love? So now here's a little thing that you might want to be aware of if you're trying to get your Eevee to become an Umbreon or Espeon. There's this Haircut Brother guy. He's not in there on Monday nights, at least. He may be in there on Monday in the day, I'm not entirely sure. But that's where you go and get your haircuts in the Goldenrod Underground. I would shoot for at least the happy status, and the older brother is generally better at doing that. He's a lot more consistent. But you may want to just reset it if you really have the time. I didn't. I just said, screw it, I'm going to take that, and I'm going to run. So that's a little more level grinding for me. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too sick of this. I'll upload a little more in the future. See you then.